came wrapped in promises, smiles masked intentions. Loc arrived with invisible strings. Support claimed to live, yet to pose dependence. Generosity became silent obedience. Autonomy was traded for survivor. Submission replaced initiative. External help dictated conditions. Invisible rules constrained action. Local priorities were sidelined. Gratitude replaced critical thinking. Minds were shaped to accept authority. Dependency grew through repeated relief. Self-confidence eroded steadily. Hate that creates dependence deepens submission rather than relief. Assistance without autonomy weakens resolve. Self-help builds strength. Those who feed dictate direction. Supine weakens controlled obedience. True support builds independence. Deceptive aid must be rejected. Aid appeared voluntary yet enforced compliance. Silently, options diminished under conditional support. Creativity waited for permission. Initiative was suppressed gradually. Communities learned to rely externally. Decision-making shifted externally. Strength was traded for temporary comfort. Autonomy was quietly abandoned. Dependence perpetuates power imbalances. Replaces real solutions. Collective effort diminishes under imposed guidance. Local action becomes undervalued. Confidence is regained through self-reliance. Resourcefulness challenges control. Awareness frees minds before economies. True support strengthens communities sustainably. Aid that creates dependence deepens submission rather than relief. Assistance without autonomy weakens resolve. Self-help builds strength. Those who feed dictate direction. Supine becomes controlled obedience. True support builds independence. Selective hate must be rejected. Communities must assess motives. Assistance must not compromise freedom. Support that encourages action strengthens knowledge and resilience. Peace again restores ownership. Decision-making returns to the people. Aid aligned with autonomy multiplies strength. Deceptive dependence is exposed. Self-help builds lasting independence. Survival without submission preserves dignity. Economic freedom follow responsible aid. Obedience is earned, not bought. Communities reclaim direction. Courage replaces reliance. Empowered people design their future. Liberation begins within. Aid that creates dependence deepens submission rather than relief. Assistance without autonomy weakens resolve. Self-help builds strength. Those who feed dictate direction. Survival becomes control, obedience. True support builds independence. Deceptive aid must be rejected. Freedom requires assessment of all offense. Not every hand raised carries liberation. Aid must empower, not enslave. Autonomy is the first goal. Communities rise by their own effort. True support kneels only to justice.
Death was dressed as assistance, chains were hidden in contrast, numbers replaced foreign flags. Loans entered through smiling doors, control followed silently. Economic traps were normalized. Promises were signed under pressure, consequences took no deliberately. Future generations were bound. Borrowing became a surviving strategy, not a free choice. Dependency was institutionalized. Interest grew faster than development. Poverty was monetized. Suffering go into profit. Budget served creditors first. People were left behind. Sovereignty was postponed indefinitely. Debt functions as modern domination. Repayment sustains dependency. Borrowed survival weakens sovereignty. Control follows obligation. Those who finance survival dictate choices. Freedom erodes silently. Breaking debt dependency restores dignity. Economic chains must fall. Resources left the soil unprocessed. Value was exported cheaply. Local labor remained undervalued. Revenue returned as loans. Exploitation wore legal language. Poverty was recycled endlessly. Development plans answered external priorities, not local realities. Progress was delayed intentionally. Debt payments outweighed social needs. Survival became negotiation. Human life lost priority. Food imports replaced self-reliance. Hunger became leverage. Consumption replaced production. Late maintained submission patterns. Autonomy was discouraged. Initiative was systematically weakened. Dependence reshaped political decisions. Resistance was penalized. Fear-guided policy choices. Control arrived without soldiers. Compliance was enforced violently. Occupation became invisible. Debt functions as modern domination. Repayment sustains dependency. Borrowed survival weakens sovereignty. Control follows obligation. Those who finance the other dictate choices. Freedom erodes silently. Breaking debt dependency restores dignity. Economic chains must fall. Collective refusal exposes the system. Isolation sustains it. Unity neutralizes intimidation. No nation survives alone under pressure. Solidarity multiplies strength. Shared resolve removes fear. Economic courage requires coordination. Fragmentation protects creditors. Division guarantees submission. Our adoption rebalances power. Silence benefits domination. Lies restores leverage. True development grows from within, not from imposed formulas. Imported solutions fail locally. Production must serve the people, not distant profit centers. Labor deserves full value. Self-sufficiency breaks control cycles. Dignity replaces begging. Confidence rebuilds sovereignty. Debt rejection is survival logic, not irresponsibility. Life must come first. Debt function as modern domination. Repayment sustains dependency. By what survival weakens sovereignly. Control follows obligation. Those who finance are evil dictate choices. Freedom erodes silently. Breaking debt dependency restores dignity. Economic chains must fall. Freedom cannot be financed by submission. If dependence has conditions, awareness is the first step. A future without change requires courage. Clarity defeats fear. Economic truth liberates minds. Death ends where unity begins. Resistance starts with understanding. Liberation is a conscious choice.
Dependence on imports eroded sovereignty. Survival relied on distant hands. Local resources were underused. Imported solutions replaced initiative. Production without purpose delayed progress. Communities waited instead of creating. Work must feed the people, not profit outsiders. Control follows economic dependency. When survival is outsourced, freedom diminishes. Local labor secures both dignity and sustenance. Producing what is consumed ensures lasting strength. Autonomy becomes tangible reality. Producing sustains independence. Consumption alone breeds weakness. Local work secures survival. Imported solutions delay freedom. Economic control shapes destiny. Self-production protects the future. A people who produce resources controls the future. Dependence shapes decisions subtly. Imported wealth creates invisible chains. Local labor becomes undervalued and overlooked. Communities with self-sufficiency thrive. Ownership returns through action and work. Economic independence fuels political strength. Production restores dignity to all. Every hand contributes to liberation. Work builds knowledge and resilience. Consumption alone undermines authority. Reliance weakens collective potential. Processing local resources strengthens economy. Skill development secures generations. Self-production multiplies community for wins. Freedom grows from disciplined effort. Producing sustains independence. Consumption alone breeds weakness. Local work secures survival. Imported solutions delay freedom. Economic control shapes destiny. Self-production protects the future. A people who produce their needs command their own tomorrow. Creativity blossoms where resources belong. Imported ideas cannot replace lived reality. Problem solving emerges from necessity. Autonomy becomes habitual practice. Communities innovate collectively. Collaboration turns potential into strength. Economic freedom ensures short-term survival. Dependence becomes a memory of the past. Self-reliance builds confidence. Independence flows from responsibility. Those who produce control their destiny. Consumption alone erodes authority. Communities assert themselves through labor. Work becomes the foundation of dignity. Autonomy strengthens both mind and society. Freedom is a harvest cultivated daily. Producing sustains independence. Consumption alone breeds weakness. Local work secures survival. Imported solutions delay freedom. Economic control shapes destiny. Self-production protects the future. A people who produce their needs command their own tomorrow. Independence is built by hands and minds, not by borrowed wealth or distant promises. Communities that produce thrive and govern. Labor secures freedom, dignity, and resilience. Self-sufficiency restores lost power. Tomorrow belongs to those who create it.
action. Courage is the currency of freedom. Oppression never sleeps, it adapts continuously. Submission may appear, but is temporary. The oppressed awaken through struggle. Freedom requires sacrifice, not waiting. Revolutions are written courage. Passivity only extends change. Liberation is never negotiated. Action defines real change. Oppression always generates resistance. Submission is never permanent. Freedom demands sacrifice and courage. Comfort delays justice. Revolution advances through commitment, not empty declaration. Each stand against oppression strengthens all. Sacrifice multiplies collective determination. Risk is inherent in meaningful change. Fear weakens only those who surrender. Every act of defiance is a lesson. Every gesture of bravery inspires others. Comfort must be abandoned for principle. Action transforms intention into liberation. Declarations without effort achieve nothing. Promises do not overthrow oppression. Strategy and discipline guide struggle. Solidarity protects those who resist. Consistency builds legitimacy. Preparation ensures impact. Courage is repeated daily. Revolution thrives through persistence. Liberation is never negotiated. Action defines real change. Oppression always generates resistance. Submission is never permanent. Freedom demands sacrifice and courage. Comfort delays justice. Revolution advances through commitment, not empty declaration. Communities rise when unity prevails. Isolation favors those in power. Shared courage multiplies strength. Solidarity ensures protection and persistence. Each individual contributes to the whole. Responsibility cannot be avoided. Resistance becomes irreversible action. Secures hostage transformation. Sacrifice seeds the future. Lessons endure beyond any lifetime. Liberation spreads through generations. Bravery shapes culture and memory. Commitment outlives comfort. Persistence overrides fear. Revolution is both cause and result. Action guarantees progress, not growth alone. Liberation is never negotiated. Action defines real change. Oppression always generates resistance. Submission is never permanent. Freedom demands sacrifice and courage. Comfort delays justice. Revolution advances through commitment, not empty declaration. Change is built with hands and hearts, not petitions or empty words. Courage is contagious. Action transforms society. Those who act right is Steve. Revolution is end, maintained and expanded. Freedom is the reward of unwavering commitment.
responsibility, not privilege. Authority exists, character. Power exerts the servant. Corruption hides behind titles. Modesty ensures justice. Excess betrays trust. Those who govern serve, not dominate. Privilege as obligations in disguise. Leadership without ethics is hollow. Trust collapses under selfish motives. Dignity demands humility. Responsibility weighs heavier than titles. Power exists to serve the people. Privilege betrays responsibility. Leadership without ethics collapses trust. Corruption destroys legitimacy. Modesty honors public duty. Excess insults collective suffering. True authorities accountable service, not personal enrichment. Transparency guards against exploitation. Checks prevent abuses of power. Authority must answer to the governed. Self-interest weakens collective strength. Decisions affect lives directly. Justice requires careful deliberation. Leaders are measured by service, not by accumulation of wealth. Luxury insults those who suffer. Excess divides community and leadership. True leaders act for the people. Modesty strengthens moral influence. Service demands courage and patience. Temptations of indulgence weaken focus. Every choice affects collective destiny. Accountability is the foundation of stability. Power exists to serve the people. Privilege betrays responsibility. Leadership without ethics collapse. Trust corruption destroys legitimacy. Modesty honors public duty. Excess insults collective suffering. True authorities accountable service, not personal enrichment. Behavior teaches more than words. Integrity is a visible lesson. Service inspires loyalty and respect. Greed breeds resentment and instability. Sacrifice reinforces credibility. Self-interest undermines legitimacy. A leader's life must mirror values. Ethics must be evident in action. Power derives from those served. Legitimacy flows from consent and trust. Communities thrive under accountable guidance. Success and corruption erode progress. True authority distributes opportunity. Service multiplies societal strength. Responsibility precedes privilege. Leadership is measured by collective well-being. Power exists to serve the people. Privilege betrays responsibility. Leadership without ethics collapses trust. Corruption destroys legitimacy. Modesty honors public duty. Excess insults collective suffering. True authorities account for the service, not personal enrichment. Service is the highest calling. Power without purpose is destructive. Communities flourish under oracle guidance. Integrity ensures sustainability. Leadership must reflect the needs of the people. Authority exists to empower, not enrich. Strength alone cannot secure freedom. Force without ethics destroys trust. Protection demands awareness. Conscience must guide every act. Defense that intimidates harms the people. Violence without purpose breeds fear. Weapons without wisdom are tools of oppression. Authority must serve, not threaten. Knowledge informs action. Ignorance corrupts judgment. Ethical guidance directs protection. Responsibility shapes every decision. Force without conscience breeds violence. Awareness guides protection. Defense must serve the people, not intimidate them. Power without political clarity becomes abuse. Ignorance invites crime. Protection guided by ethics preserves justice. Fear corrupts authority. Preparedness is not enough. Understanding is essential. Strength without vision fails. Education shapes responsibility. Conscious defenders protect, not dominate. Every action must be accountable. Uninformed power destroys society. Discipline accompanies knowledge. Ethical clarity ensures safety. Those who defend must respect life. Violence without conscience kills legitimacy. Guardians uphold justice through awareness. Courage is guided by principle. Service precedes strength. Community trust is earned daily. Protection is an act of care. Abuse corrodes authority permanently. Force without conscience breeds violence. Awareness guides protection. Defense must serve the people, not intimidate them. Power without political clarity becomes abuse. Ignorance invites crime. Protection guided by ethics preserves justice. Fear corrupts authority. Defenders act for collective security. Their duty is the community. Cooperation amplifies securityness. Ethics prevent exploitation of power. Awareness shields against manipulation. Training alone cannot ensure justice. Virtue stretch and multiply strength. Fear diminishes every revenge. Sustainable safety depends on knowledge. Conscience protects what force alone cannot. Communities thrive when defenders understand. Abuse invites rebellion and chaos. Ethical guardianship secures society. Power guided by purpose restores trust. Responsibility is constant. Protection without integrity is empty. Force without conscience breeds violence. Awareness guides protection. Defense must serve the people, not intimidate them. Power without political clarity becomes abuse. Ignorance invites crime. Protection guided by ethics preserves justice. Fear corrupts authority. Strength is honorable only with conscience. Defense without purpose harms the community. Awareness and ethics define true protection. Courage guided by principle ensures survival. Communities flourish under responsible guardianship. Violence without conscience must be rejected. Freedom cannot rise with half denied. Exclusion weakens collective strength. Empowerment is essential. Marginalization blocks progress. Equality is a foundation. Justice cannot be partial. Women shape families, communities, and nations. Their voices are go through generations. Liberation is incomplete without their inclusion. Leadership and insight matter equally. Social justice is built with equality.
delays all advancement. Liberation cannot succeed without women. Exclusion weakens transformation. Equality strengthens social justice. Oppression delays collective progress. A society that limits women limits its own future. True revolution elevates women. Freedom must be inclusive. Traditional limits must be challenged. Roles imposed by ignorance must end. Women are agents of change. Their empowerment multiplies societal strength. Freedom is shared or it is lost. Exclusion undermines potential. Communities thrive when all contribute. Opportunity cannot be selective. Equality protects society from injustice. Oppression diminishes every voice. Rights and responsibilities must be universal. Social progress demands fairness. Liberation and justice are inseparable. Marginalization slows development. Women's participation is revolution itself. Emancipates the future. Revolution cannot succeed without women. Exclusion weakens transformation. Equality strengthens social justice. Oppression delays collective progress. A society that limits women limits its own future. True revolution elevates women. Freedom must be inclusive. Education and opportunity are essential. Exclusion wastes potential. Leadership is strengthened through diversity. Collaboration multiplies achievement. Every member of society has value. Women's rights advance the collective. Justice and inclusion are inseparable. Equality actions, sustainability. Generations inherit what is built today. Marginalization leaves long shadows. True freedom requires shared participation. Liberation is impossible without all. Communities thrive when women lead. Strength flows from inclusion. Then our will transforms culture. Society advances together. Liberation cannot succeed without women. Exclusion weakens transformation. Equality strengthens social justice. Oppression delays collective progress. A society that limits women limits its own future. A revolution allays women. Freedom must be inclusive. No society can thrive divided. Liberation requires everyone's contribution. Women's empowerment secures justice and profit. Equality ensures strength and resilience. Freedom Culture carries the soul of the people. Tradition shape collective thought. Memory preserves lessons. Imitation erases originality. Awareness protects identity. History guides the future. Knowledge of the past anchors freedom. Forgetting invites manipulation. Stories past preserve values. Youth inherit both wisdom and responsibility. Identity is defended through remembrance. Culture is a shield against control. Culture preserves collective identity. Imitation erases self-worth. Memory strips direction. Forgetting destroys the future. Youth must carry consciousness forward. Awareness fuels transformation. A people rooted in culture resist mental domination. Young minds are catalysts for change. Consciousness transforms communities. Education scattings identity. Awareness prevents exploitation. Youth must challenge oppression. Carry tradition alongside innovation. Culture guides ethical decisions. Knowledge fuels liberation. Impose values weaken collective power. Foreign imitation erases self-esteem. Authenticity preserves dignity. Understanding history defends freedom. Art, music and language anchor identity. Creativity grows from roots. Culture transforms society. Awareness is the path to strength. Culture preserves collective identity. Imitation erases self-worth. Memory shapes direction. Forgetting destroys the future. Youth must carry consciousness forward. Awareness fuels transformation. A people rooted in culture resist mental domination. Knowledge must be shared wisely. Secrets of heritage strengthen unity. Tradition informs progress. Awareness prevents cultural erasure. Identity is preserved through education. Communities thrive on understanding. Conscious engagement empowers all. Conscious wisdom, formation of freedom. Generations inherit values. Neglect erodes potential. Awareness fuels the fight against manipulation. Memory is a weapon for liberation. Culture roots people in dignity. History guides collective decisions. Youth must rise as guardians. Collective identity ensures survivors. Collective identity. Imitation exerts self-worth. Memory shapes direction. Forgetting destroys the future. Youth must carry consciousness forward. Awareness fuels transformation. A people rooted in culture resist mental domination. A people aware of their heritage cannot be controlled by false narratives. Identity is both shield and sword. Awareness secures freedom permanently. Culture is the heartbeat of the community. Preserve it and liberty thrives.
Lies maintain power and control. Silence becomes complicity. Truth cannot be hidden forever. Awareness awakens minds, exposing deceit restores balance. Knowledge frees the oppressed. Manipulate ignorant force and enslave spot. False narratives shape submission. Truth destabilizes oppression. Awareness empowers action. Every exposed lie shifts power. Ignorance perpetuates control. Truth destabilizes oppression. Lies sustain domination. Manipulating information become violence. Silence enables injustice. Media must serve the people, not powerful interests. Expose truth, awaken resistance. Clarity defeats deception. Communication must inform, not mislead. Messages shape perception. Silence protects the powerful. Transparency empowers communities. Every voice matters in revealing truth. Manipulation undermines progress. Clarity is a tool for liberation. Knowledge resists domination. Revealing hidden agenda strengthens unity. Awareness guides strategic action. Truth inspires courage in the oppressed. Lies erode confidence and reason. Information is both shield and sword. Manipulation multiplies understanding. Exposing injustice fuels revolution. Clarity ensures ethical power. Truth destabilizes oppression. Lies sustain domination. Manipulating information becomes violence. Silence enables injustice. Media must serve the people, not powerful interests. Expose truth, awaken resistance. Leaders are measured by honesty. Deception is a weapon of control. Communities must question narratives. Awareness protects autonomy. Truth strengthens ethical decision making. Lies create cycles of oppression. Every revelation empowers society. Knowledge builds resilience. Truth cannot be erased permanently. Silence only delays accountability. Exposed injustice rallies the oppressed. Clarity guides collective sturdily. Education preserves history accurately. Awareness combats manipulation.
ideals. Sacrifice preserves vision. Courage outlasts fear. Honor resists oppression. Dignity is eternal. Freedom fights through conviction. Physical elimination does not kill ideas. Conviction transcends mortality. Sacrifice strengthens the struggle. Justice grows from commitment. Blood cannot erase truth. Honor guides every action. Ideas survive physical elimination. Conviction transcends mortality. Sacrifice nourishes justice. Blood never erases truth. Dignity outweighs comfort and fear. Honor resists domination. A people grounded in dignity defeat oppression permanently. Those who fall inspire the living. Courage multiplies through memory. Resistance continues beyond the body. Principles endure when flesh is gone. Communities grow through stories of bravery. Sacrifice educates the future. Honorable action echoes forever. Dignity shapes culture and decisions. Fear is conquered by conviction. Oppression falters against the principle. Every act of resistance counts. Moral strength outlasts violence. Communities gain confidence through legacy. Honor creates lasting influence. Dignity resists manipulation and fear. Justice is secured through ethical courage. Ideas survive physical elimination. Conviction transcends mortality. Sacrifice nourishes justice. Blood never erases truth. Dignity outweighs comfort and fear. Honor resists domination. A people grounded in dignity defeat oppression permanently. Generations inherit courage. Stories preserve the will to resist. Loss is honored through persistence. Sacrifice strengthens collective identity. Dignity inspires action in the living. Conviction guides ethical choices. Fear is replaced by determination. Oppression crystallizes the meanest sin. A people grounded in dignity cannot be controlled permanently. Freedom is built on courage and honor. Death cannot undo commitment. Resistance becomes cultural inheritance. Truth and justice endure through memory. Principles outlive bodies. Legacy secures liberty for all. Ideas survive physical elimination. Conviction transcends mortality. Sacrifice nourishes justice. Blood never erases truth. Dignity outweighs comfort and fear. Honor resists domination. A people grounded in dignity defeat oppression permanently. Death touches only the body. Conviction lives in hearts and minds. Dignity ensures liberation endures. Sacrifice secures justice permanently. Communities rise through